The ongoing geopolitical tensions involving Iran has once again put global energy markets on edge. At the center of concern is the Strait of Hormuz, a critical choke point for global oil shipments. Any disruptions there quickly translates into volatility in energy prices worldwide. And we are seeing exactly that play out. Brent crude, the global benchmark, surged sharply from about $60 a barrel in early January to over 118 at the end of March, before easing to around 101 by late April. West Texas Intermediate, the US benchmark, followed a similar path, climbing roughly $56 in January to nearly 113 in early April before settling just under $97. This kind of oil price movement matters for beyond energy markets. It feeds directly into inflation dynamics through transportation, manufacturing, and consumer goods. In March, the US Consumer Price Index showed headline inflation rising 3.3% over the past 12 months. The biggest contributors were energy components, gasoline, and fuel oil, highlighting how quickly geopolitical shocks can translate into household level price pressure. The Federal Reserve, under its dual mandate defined by Congress, continues to aim for roughly 2% inflation as measured by the Personal Consumption Expenditures Index. Against this macroeconomic backdrop, it becomes important to look at how demand is evolving in key industrial sectors, particularly plastics. There are many ways of tracking economic activity, but one useful business intelligence metric I developed in 2024 is a monthly estimate of US plastics demand. The goal is simple: provide a real time indicator of activity across plastics processors for the broader value chain. The latest data in January and February show a mixed picture. January posted modest gains, but those were reversed in February as both nominal and inflation adjusted demand declined. Over the past year, plastics demand has remained relatively stable at about $22.7 billion per month. But stability in plastic often reflects stability in downstream consumption, and food and beverage markets provide a good example. Spending on food at home and food away from home, as tracked by the US Bureau of Economic Analysis, has remained nearly 7% of disposable income in recent years, despite short term volatility. We saw that spike during the COVID-19 period and normalization afterward. What does this mean in the context of inflation? Food is a necessity category. It is far less sensitive to income swings than discretionary spending like autos, travel, or furniture. Even when inflation rises, consumers still buy food. They adjust how they buy it. We saw this clearly during the 2021-2023 inflation surge, when trading down to lower cost brands became more common and real purchasing power was squeezed. The takeaway is straightforward. Inflation does not eliminate demand in essential categories, but it reshapes behavior and gradually is going to restrain growth. So, as energy driven inflation pressures reemerge, the key question for industries like plastics is not whether demand disappears, but how it shifts, stabilizes, and adapts across end markets, requiring businesses to realign and remain agile in strategy and responsiveness in execution to adjust to rapidly changing cost and demand conditions. I am Perc Pineda, Chief Economist of the Plastics Industry Association.